Sacred G technology is massive. There's been all kinds of things that I found in there. It makes food last longer. We've done a little bit of experimentation putting the Sacred G technology into clubs. It's reduced the amount of fights that's happened in the club. There's so many different avenues of research that can be done with Sacred G technology and vibrational technology. I'd love to do it, but I can't do it all myself. But I'd love to have your help. So what I'd like to do is, anybody who understands research or knows what to do, maybe we can put together some research projects. We'll post them up on the site. People can actually independently try them out and give us back their results and feedback. So if anybody knows how to do this type of thing, that would be absolutely fantastic to put together, because Sacred G technology can do some really amazing things. We had one design that it made everything electrostatically charged, which is pretty interesting. You'd put it on a couch underneath the couch cushions, and you'd sit down and you'd be getting like zapped continuously. But that one also started charging up batteries and clocks that were dead, all kinds of weird stuff. The different things happen if it's in black and white than if it's in color. You want it in color if you're using it for personal things. But if you're using it for research and like testing and experimenting and stuff, you start testing and playing with all the options. We've done some real cool experiments with growing food. When you start growing food, like for instance, Sacred G technology, when used with any type of groceries or food, it works as a preservative. In other words, it extends the shelf life of the food. But if you actually build that specifically into the food as the food is growing, you don't need the technology to extend shelf life, because it's already internally has it built in. Now, if you start growing, generations of food, using the exact same seeds, something really amazing starts to happen with the food. One of the things, visions that I had was where there was about 5 or 6 people sitting underneath an orange tree, and I felt them all get hungry. And he reached up to the tree. And he didn't actually grab the orange. He just reached up to it, and the tree ruffled, and all of a sudden it drops this orange into his hand. And he sits back down, he opens it up, and everybody only has one slice, and they're full. And I'm like, what the hell? What is this? How can you only have one slice of an orange and be so full? And how did the tree drop the orange? There's consciousness which can be built into things, and it creates magic. It creates things that we only see in movies. And this is some of the real cool stuff that I want to get into, and some of the more advanced technology that I want to get into, using the mathematics and science and principles of sacred geometry, and of course Sacred G fusion. So these are some of the cool things on how to actually build consciousness into inanimate objects, like trees, like flowers. I don't know if you'd call them inanimate, they are alive. But when you can build this consciousness and you can build these communication systems in between you and these other organisms or plants and animals, you can start to communicate with them on a whole different level. And I've been in worlds through all the visions and near-death experiences where this is a norm. And it's not that these worlds were some type of fantasy place. They are future. They are our future. And it's possible. We can unlock that. We can unlock that here. And you guys can be a part of the science and the development to help make that type of reality possible. There's been visions that I had when I was so infused with energy, I could talk with my cat. Literally, I could see a spirit, a human spirit on the cat. I could ask it to do things, and it would go do them as if it was a person. Really, really, really amazing. There's some neat things that exist in life that we haven't even opened up to. Like for instance, when you put your Sacred G fusion, because you're sleeping on it, and then you stick it in your fridge. Your brain starts talking with the food. And if there's food in your fridge which your body doesn't want, it will make that food go bad that quick. Seriously, it will make stuff go bad within a day. Now, if there's other food that your body wants, it will last and last and last and last. It won't go bad ever. It's amazing. If you're drinking coffee, which your body doesn't really want, and you start charging it up, it'll change your taste buds. You don't like the coffee. So even if you try to keep playing out a pattern that's destructive, if you're charging up your food, it just changes your taste, so you just simply don't like it. If you want to start eating healthier, you know, when you start going raw and more like vegan, vegetarian, and getting out of like meat and things like that, if you're if you can't handle the taste change, that's the amazing thing about fusion, is it starts changing your taste and then it just doesn't taste the same. So there's some real neat things that happen already just with Sacred G Fusion that we can be playing around with, testing, and utilizing, understanding better what this technology is and how it can really unlock a whole different experience of life on Earth for all of us. When people think of heaven on Earth, they think of, well, I won't be forced to go to a job, I won't have to worry about being able to make my house payment, and I won't be in such a survival state. But that's it, they stop there. But heaven on Earth is full and complete interaction with our environment, with our surroundings, being able to communicate with everything, where everything is alive. There's so many cool things in places that I went to in the near-death experiences, and I can't believe that they've been feeding me the information and systems and technology to actually start creating those realities here on this planet. And it's done through Sacred G technology and advancing it by building actual memory systems inside the technology. We program plants and animals to have more enhanced memory systems, communication systems, so that we can actually communicate. There's a system built into your parietal lobe, which I accessed, which is a language conversion system, which will, if somebody speaks French in your ears will take that, convert it from French to English in your thoughts. And then when you go to speak it, your language, your parietal lobe, will actually convert your thoughts from English into French, and you'll be speaking but not actually knowing what you said until it comes back around and you hear your own words in French, and then it converts back to English. There's things like this that already exist inside the human body. We don't need to build them externally. We don't need to put chips in there. We don't need to do any of that stuff. The body already has that built in. It is already the most amazing machine that exists. We just have to activate it with energy. And that's some of the real cool things. That's why I get on a whole bunch of layers of bed sets to see if I can max out the amount of energy that the body's required to unlock some of these incredible systems. There's people on the planet who can remember every single thing that they look at. They grab a book, dictionaries, they can remember every single word. How come we can't access all those states all the time, every single one of us? And it's because we don't have the energy to unlock those systems inside of our brain. And usually people who are so gifted or like that can't actually function normally in the world. People like the Rain Man, there's all these really amazing indigo kids and rainbow kids that have these incredible abilities to just draw things right from their mind, and they're just magical paintings and things that people just can't even learn. And you got 5-6-year-old kids doing stuff that is unheard of. But they can't function in other places because they used up all their energy just for one region of their brain because they're specialists. But if we can supply the body and the brain with that much energy, who knows what we can unlock inside of ourselves. And when we talk about doing that with plants and being able to build this energy, imagine having a child when both parents their body isn't in a survival state, because their body is actually generating more energy at nighttime while they're healing than what they're using up during the daytime. So they're out of that survival state. Imagine what a child would be like who was born from two parents who weren't in a survival state. These are the types of amazing things that are coming for this planet, and the Sacred G technology and other vibrational and energy technologies which are out there are going to open. So you got some access to do some really cool things and to give some great feedback. Shoot off some video testimonials, put them up on YouTube. I'll post them on the site. Let's get your stories. Let's get your experiences. Video is the best because it's interactive. So if you can, anything that you can help to do some of the research and to help blow this stuff up so that we can really start to do some major science and advancement in the technology with Sacred G, the better. So thank you so much in advance for anything extra that you can offer. www.coreyherder.com